New restrictions going into effect, a new reality in another part of the United States as well, and that is the state of California. It has taken an unprecedented step to help slow the spread of COVID-19. Its governor last night issued a stay-at-home order that covers 40 million people. Let's go to Lindsay Duncombe, who's our senior Washington editor, but following the whole American story for us. That's an incredible drastic measure, Lindsay, but it's to avoid a very drastic worst-case scenario.
Yeah, it was based on calculations of what that worst-case scenario could look like. The California Governor Gavin Newsom decided to take this action. And that worst-case scenario, according to what the governor has said, is the idea that more than half of the citizens or people in California could be infected with the coronavirus. That calculation is 25.5 million people. And under that worst-case scenario, the governor said they would not have enough hospital beds. Far from it. They would be short 20,000 hospital beds. Here's more of what Newsom said on television last night.
This is not a permanent state. This is a moment in time. And we will meet this moment together. And we will look back at these kinds of decisions as pivotal decisions. If we're to be criticized at this moment, let us be criticized for taking this moment seriously. Let us be criticized for going full force and meeting this virus head on.
Now, this isn't an entire lockdown, Heather. The people will be allowed to leave their homes for essential reasons, such as getting their laundry done, getting a little bit of exercise, going to the doctor, buying groceries, and those essential businesses and essential workers, people who are working in those grocery stores, and of course, healthcare workers will all be able to go to work. Newsom was murky on how this will be enforced. It's more really about getting the message to people that they need to stay home and stay healthy.
It'll be interesting to see whether New York's governor, Andrew Cuomo, follows along, because he's been reluctant to make this declaration, even though they have more cases in the state of New York. As far as the Trump administration, the federal government in the U.S., we also heard it's taking new steps. It has now issued the highest possible level of travel warning. So what does that mean for American citizens?
Consider that this level 4 warning that came from the State Department yesterday is something that is normally used to restrict travel to places that are war zones, such as Syria or Yemen. But in this case, that do not travel advisory applies to anywhere outside of the United States. The message from the State Department is to people who are overseas is that they may not be able to get home. So much like what we've heard from the Canadian Prime Minister, the idea from the American government to its citizens is, if you are overseas, get home now, or be prepared to stay where you are for an indefinite period of time. And certainly for people who are here in the United States, now is not the time to travel. It's dangerous.
Lindsay, thank you so much. Probably worth mentioning that Canada's has not reached that level. Canada's is one below at the avoiding non-essential travel, so the U.S. ramping its up to all travel. Lindsay Duncombe, thank you very much as she reports from Washington to us today.